Yay! There we are. And actually, I think there was less of a delay this time. And we're back. We are back. Hi, everybody who is joining us. Hopefully, there are some people I'm not talking to the air. I might be.
You're talking to us.
I'm talking to all you lovely folk. So yeah, we're from the stands, episode 5.
Are we on 5 already?
We're on 5 already. Episode 5, whole episodes of us being a cluster talking about women's soccer.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Yay.
We're very excited. Maybe you've noticed we have like a new addition to the group today. New to you on camera, but not new to the Stands clan. We have Danica with us, who does a lot of our graphic stuff. Not a lot of, all of our graphic stuff.
All of it.
None of us have talent or talented enough to do it. There's that. Bear with us. Her internet's a little spotty, but she's with us. Do you want to just tell them folks a little bit about yourself, just because it's the first time they're seeing you and they might want to know who you are.
Yeah, I'm Danica, as she said. Do the graphics. I was on Off the Post as well. I live in Denver. I'm a reporter out here, so that means I'm constantly working, and it's exhausting, hence why you've never seen me before. But here I am today.
Which we're excited about. Normally we're a Tuesday show group, but since we we're kind of like, wow, everyone's free Monday, and Danica's free Monday, so let's get her on in here.
Danica, talk you on Twitter.
Oh, right. How can people find you if they want to?
Oh, yeah, at DANI_WORTH. I really wanted my nickname in high school to be Danny, so I did that, but it's not actually my nickname. So.
Money.
Right on.
I get called Danny, and I don't like it. So
I was gonna say,
I always have.
I think to call you that ever.
I wouldn't either.
All right, so y'all know the drill. Hey, Star Killer. Hey, Alyssa. I'm just gonna say, if you're watching, hop on chat. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that, we want to talk with you. Let us know what's going on. And I apologize in advance. I'm having a hard cider, and I already have heartburn, so I'm fine if I look a little discomfort. That's probably what's going on right now. I do not drink for a reason. That's one of them.
You just started that drink.
We met Danica. We have Karen and Danielle and Jen. I'm Courtney. We're your crew. We're going to talk about women's national team because that's what we have to talk about. And we've been neglecting them, giving about maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah.
A very long episode. So we're just talking about what we're talking about today. National team. Got a couple games coming up Thursday and Sunday against Canada. Haven't had some of those games for a while, so that's probably exciting for some people. Maybe the players on both teams have changed enough that it's not exciting for some people, but I guess let us know. Is it still exciting for you as like a rivalry match? Let us know. Let's talk a little bit about who's been called up for these games, starting with the U.S. We'll start. Danica, we're going to start with you because thoughts on
what? Been a hot sec.
I know. Well, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have started with you, but that's okay. We're going to start with you.
All right. Jumping right back in here. Well, yeah, so I mean, a lot of it, I don't think too much of it's surprising. A lot of people are either injured or Crystal Dunn's still, in Europe. But who I just see? So we have Emily Sonnet back, which is kind of exciting. Ooh, let's see how that goes. We got 2 newbies. What is it? Adriana Franch? I should not say that. I'm actually really excited for that. That'll be fun. I know there's like 4 goalkeepers, but obviously we didn't kind of narrow it down. So hopefully that goes well. And then who? Oh yeah, and then we got Chi Ubugagu. Oh, I think I also butchered that one. But as a Dash lover, pumped about her being there. RIP her being on the Dash. Also, she's playing defense though, so we'll see how that goes. Besides that, I don't know if I was really surprised by anything beyond that.
Right on. Getting some questions. We'll just to let people know we'll get to. We kind of have non-US women's team related questions. We'll get to them at the end if we have time. Sarah, welcome. Sarah says this hour was perfect for a European viewer. Well, we're super excited.
Oh, hi Sarah. Hi Sarah.
From Europe. Thanks for checking us out. Really appreciate that. Glad we're on a good time for you. Yeah, go over to Danielle. Tell a little bit about the roster.
You know, just a lot of the same. It was a pretty standard roster. I don't think there were a lot of big surprises. You know, we like to keep making forwards and mids defenders, which is fine. You know, we got to anger some people, get that going up. Less said than possible. I'm excited Franch is back. You know, I think she's definitely earned the call up. So I'm excited to see her in the goalkeeper roster. 4 seems a little overkill, but you know, okay, why not? You know, it's just pretty standard. You know, I knew when the call up, I saw it came out, and I was like, yep, all right, Becky for FC Kansas City. Okay, this, okay, that. So I'd like to see a little more variety in the call-ups, but Jill's made it pretty obvious that it's basically we've already set our roster for qualifying. So it's kind of what I expected. We'll get a couple first call-ups here and there for the next year, but
I'm gonna throw it
just
over.
meh.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can only get so excited, I guess, because Jill Ellis doesn't believe in calling up anybody from the Washington Spirit. So I don't really have much to watch as far as in relation to my NWSL team.
I mean, your one player is hurt, so
yeah, our one player. Tobin, always excited to see Tobin. Really confused as to why she's a forward, but you know,
Because of Ellis.
I'm not the coach. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty. I'm interested to see how this lineup is going to work. Like, I'm really interested to see where the pieces are going to fit, how they're going to fit, if we're going to have to super glue them in because they don't fit. But I expect, you know, a lot of Canada's got a lot of youth, and we don't have quite as much youth because we keep injuring them. So I'm just kind of looking forward to see how the dynamics play out between these two teams now.
right on. Karen.
Yeah.
Oh, I said your name. Sorry. Karen.
Well, I mean, it's all pretty much the same people that I expected, except for Chioma Ubagagu. I'm really excited to see her get the call up. I think that she deserved it. I think she had a really good season with Orlando Pride. I think that I hope that she at least gets a cap so that we see her play during the 2 friendlies. Taylor Smith there, because that gives me hope that whatever she suffered in that final, at least it's not bad enough that she didn't get a call up, like Mel Pugh isn't there because of her injury. Hopefully Taylor Smith is, if not fully mended, then on the mend, because I really like how she plays in the back. And let me see. Yeah, it's pretty much everybody that I expected. The only weird stuff is that there are a bunch of players who are not where I would normally expect them to be, like Tobin in forward and Chioma in the defense. That's kind of weird. So we already saw Sofia Huerta as a defender, and I thought she did pretty good for not having seen her in defense before. So I don't know. It's all the same. It's all the same kind of people that you expect to see because it's Jill Ellis, and I think she's pretty much given us her people that she's going to call up. It's just going to be which ones make that whatever, however many, 18, 22, I don't know, whatever. I don't know. So yeah, I guess I kind of have to parrot Danielle in just being like, meh. about it.
If we all seem like we're kind of meh about the roster, it's probably because we really are. And I'll say it. I'm going to say two things that are probably going to get people to harass me at CourtStart413 on Twitter. Fine. I've accepted it. Krieger's not ever getting called up again, fine, whatever. But it still makes me mad when we convert forwards to outside backs. It just makes me mad that I'm glad other people are getting a shot. I was really salty after the last friendlies when Jill said she had no good outside back options, and I went, that's a joke, right? Not a joke, a real statement. And then give someone a call up, which I'm happy for her. She got called up. Awesome. Was a little kind of nervous about her for a while. She was really good in college. I think she played for Stanford. Someone's going to tell me I'm wrong about that, but I want to say I thought she played for, no, maybe not Stanford.
I think it's Stanford.
I'm going to look that up. But I think that I'm glad that she got called up. But I'm also salty because you do have other people who are legitimate, I guess. She did go to Stanford. Okay. Yeah, it just bothers me. It just bothers me, I guess, to make a comment like that and then be like, I have to call the convert forwards to defender. You don't really, but whatever.
So she had to convert so many midfielders to forwards.
Yeah, I
so
guess.
She had to move the forwards somewhere.
I'm also really sad. Again, I know people don't like her, but if we're going to be calling up people that are new, whatnot, I think that Zerboni probably deserved another call-up just based on her performance. Again, in the season and in the time that she got in her first call-up, I think she did an excellent job on the field.
Yeah.
In her first national team game. And again, if you're going to be handing out first caps and first call-ups, I think she probably deserved a look.
Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong. I said I was going to say two things that were going to get me in trouble. I'm going to throw in a third.
Oh my God.
If you're going to call in Allie Long, I think you really should be calling in McCall Zerboni.
Yep. Yes.
I'm sorry. Come at me if you want, but it's not even a diss to Allie Long. It's just you have someone who hasn't really done a whole lot this year, kind of in the last couple, I think if you're going to call up Allie Long, you should have called up Zerboni, and I don't know, I think she deserves it. I'm not saying Allie Long doesn't, but I think that it makes sense to call. Why not both? I don't know. Fine. But,
judging based on season form, no, you're right.
I guess.
I mean, I don't think that Allie Long did everything poorly. She was a really great bench warmer during the final.
I didn't say that, but looking at some of the comments, am I trying to be controversial? I don't disagree with the decision to phase Krieger out of the national team. I don't think people will necessarily argue that. I think most people are rational enough that they understand that decision. I think people are just salty because you couldn't give her 2 more caps. Did she not work hard enough and bust her butt to deserve to get the 100 caps? We get it. There's some youth out there. Krieger is getting a little bit older. I think a lot of us get it. I think a lot of people are just salty that Ellis couldn't find 2 meaningless dumb friendlies to give her a cap in to I don't know, get her to that milestone that a lot of us feel like she deserves just from the effort and dedication she's put into the team. I think that's a lot of people's issue. It's not that she's being phased out, but that Ellis is making comments like we have no outside backs and just, couldn't get her to 100 caps.
Let me just add as well that we have plenty of veteran players that are still on the roster. And I don't think that she was the worst of them. And I don't think that she was the one that deserved to be cut if we were making room for newer players, honestly. That's my opinion. I think that she's an incredibly steady defender, and I think that she is a very reliable and she has always been a reliable outside back, and that hasn't changed for Orlando. She's been on form for them as well. And I just think if you're going to have all of these veteran, older players that are in their 30s, she's not exactly the worst of them. So
unless it's not soccer reasons.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about on this show right now.
I was just going to say, I feel like it was the way it was done more than the fact it was done, because like she kind of hear that somewhere along the line, Krieger pissed in her Cheerios a little bit.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, hey, we're going to phase you out because you're getting older, it was like, yep, we're just going to drop you off the face of the planet and not talk about it ever.
Yep.
So anyways, thanks for your comments there. And Starkiller also with an emphatic yes, Zerboni had a much more impressive season than Long. Yes, I agree with that.
She did.
Let's talk a little bit about the Canada team. Some familiar faces, some people who we haven't seen in a while. A lot of young people. It's sad when Jessie Fleming is not even close to being the youngest person on the team.
She's an old veteran.
Like a vet now. Like, this is some stuff. We'll go ahead with Danielle first. Talk a little bit about the Canada team.
Megan Kelly's a soccer Megan Kelly. Apparently Canadian. What? This is great. That was a surprise. I guess her dad actually is Canadian and played professionally in Canada. So that was I know she's not really a well-known name in the league. She wasn't a starter for us, but she was a reliable bench player, coming off the bench, and her work rate is, I saw some stats, like, I guess if you look at the numbers, just an amazing rate. So I'm excited. Now I have to like 2 Canadians, which is troublesome. But, yay. Megan Kelly's Canadian. Cool. That's my feedback. That's all I have.
All right, fair play. Sounds good. Danica, any thoughts on the Canada team?
It's a hella young. I just said hella. It's a very young team. Hella. Well, yeah, and it's like, what can even? I don't know what the drinking age is in Canada, but I feel like half of them can't drink right now. So that'll be. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, 3 of them are 16, so I mean, it's super exciting. It makes sense to put them against like the U.S. You want to see how they're gonna do, but it's just like, hopefully they can like handle the pressure of facing the U.S. under that. And then I mean, they're obviously They have players out in Europe. Who's at Lawrence Buchanan? Both of them can't play. A couple others. So it's obviously not like their strongest team that they could present, if you will. But yeah, I mean, you still have Sinclair, who's the mother, I feel like, at this point, considering they're 16. But yeah, I guess it wasn't really anything too surprising.
Just to digress for a second, Roger Chica says, I want y'all to spill the tea, Reed Krieger. Seriously, I want to know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I actually honestly don't think we really even know. Like, we're not talking like we have tea to spill, really. I think most of
educated guesses.
Some people might have guesses and theories, but none of us really have tea. People who are kind of watching the sport enough, I guess, making an opinion based on, most people don't just necessarily get dropped like that. So we don't really have any tea, unfortunately, to spill, but it's just a general kind of just thought some people may have that something may have happened that wasn't, in that neck of the woods. Speaking about, Danica mentioned some of the people who are missing. Starkiller commented that from the Canadian side, he's glad that they won't have Buchanan to, and I quote, wreck people. So
True.
I present that comment without additional commentary. That's all. True. Karen, you want to give us some thoughts on the Canada team?
Yeah, I was actually going to comment on that. Like, maybe we will come out of this without dying, since Buchanan isn't there. But that tea spilt. I will say that as far as like the Canadian team versus the U.S. team, I think that it's always our game to lose. The U.S.'s game to lose, because I mean, every game we play, it's always our game to lose. But honestly, like, Canada has nothing to lose here. So if they're playing all of these young players, they're all like 16, 17, 19 years old. If they win this game, like that, okay, first of all, we will never hear the end of this shit. Like, ever. For the rest of our lives as U.S. soccer fans, we will never hear the end of it. 1, 2, they will have like boasting rights for like centuries if they win with this super roster. They literally have nothing to lose here. Like, I totally get Herdman calling up all of these super young players because, you know, worst comes to worst, it kind of backfires and we win by however many points, but his players get to play against some of the best players in the world. And I mean, nobody is going to be like, nah, Canada, you lost with your 16-year-olds. Like, nobody's going to be like that. So they really have
I'm going to do that, actually. I'm going to do that.
You know that's a damn lie, Karen. You know that's a damn lie.
I might do it myself, but I really feel like they have nothing to lose here. So, I mean, when you are a player and you're going into a game and you know that you have nothing to lose, you're going to, like, destroy, because what have you got to lose, right? So, I mean, it's going to be the U.S. God.
Sorry.
Nothing to lose. Nothing to lose.
One more time. Just one more time.
Nothing to lose.
Stop it.
That's it.
All right.
That's my only commentary. I don't even know like 75% of the people on the Canadian roster. I'm gonna be real. So
You're Mariah carrying them. I don't know her. I don't know her.
Before I get to myself and Jen's, Roger Chica, we weren't trying to say anything. We're just about recreating. That wasn't what we were trying to say. Just we don't, you know, take rumors with a grain of salt, but just know that, you know, maybe there is a non-soccer reason for that happening. So I'm just trying to keep going back and forth. I just try to keep up with stuff on the chat before I forget to go back. And then
did I accidentally start shit?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
You didn't.
Shit. I thought you guys were being controversial, and then me making one comment started.
No. It's all good. No one started anything. We're cool. Moving on.
We should be canceled.
We've made it to 5 episodes already. We haven't been internet canceled yet. And actually, we have some pretty decent number of people who tune in to watch us. So if you're watching, thanks. Writing in the chat, hit the subscribe button, all that fun admin type stuff that we're supposed to tell you throughout the show. Yeah, so I don't really know what to think. Like, I will say I'm happy to see that D'Angelo's in the goalkeeper crew, just because she, like, at some point something happened. She had too many injuries or like a couple of bad games, and like Roland just really took the goalkeeping spot from her in Carolina, and I was kind of just wondering like what that meant for her national team career. And I'm happy to see her back. Happy to see LeBay coming back to the soccer. You know, took the rest of the season off for some stuff, and you know, happy to see Sheridan in there too. I think she had a really great season with Sky Blue, so you know, that's cool. One other thing I had mentioned before we went on air, and I'll, you know, kind of keep it brief, but I'm happy to see Adriana Leon in there too. She was kind of someone who I was wondering if we'd see her again. She was kind of not consistently called up, but I think that her time in Boston, I know she's been kind of bounced around to like a lot of teams recently in the last couple of years, but Boston seems to be a really good fit for her. She's performing really well in Boston, so I'm really glad to see Herdman pay attention to that and reward that with a call up. But I think it's going to be interesting. I think like it's as it said, it's such a young team. Like, I don't know, it's such a young team, and it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to keep it really brief because we have 2 questions in the chat that I want to try to get to.
Yes.
So I'm just going to throw in that the Canadians actually give me 3 Spirit players I can watch. And also I'm really sad that Sophie Schmidt isn't allowed to come out to play.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to talk more about, we'll come back and do kind of like a wrap-up show about the bid. A couple questions that were I want to take the last 5 minutes or so, now that we kind of talked about both rosters, I want to take the last minutes or so to kind of talk about the questions we had in the chat that weren't necessarily related. I know this is going to be a U.S. Women's National Team show, but I also appreciate people are coming to chat with us, so I want to try to get to the audience questions as much as we can here. I have to find them. They were real early on in the show. There's one, there's two. Right, so Starkiller wants to know, have any of us been following the NWSL players in the W League? Yes, and I am very negligent in doing a piece I'm supposed to be doing on my website about W League and NWSL players. But yes, I've been watching them. All I will say is Rachel Hill has been like absolutely destroying things, and I'm super happy. This is why I love that people go to the W League, because it really gives them a chance off season to like really highlight their skill, and she's been awesome, as have many of the NWSL players have been really doing a great job down there. So yes, following it, loving it, right on. Jen?
I always watch Haley Rosso over in Brisbane. But also shout out to Amanda Frisbee, who's playing at Perth. Go Frisbee.
Yes.
So yeah, we've been watching
so happy
it.
for her. Karen.
Yeah, I've been watching. I mean, it's in Australia, and the time difference is. I don't really know if I can stay up till 3:30 or wake up at 3:30 every night, but the games that they've been putting on Oz.com, they've been actually putting games up that have already happened so that we can watch it later, which has been super helpful and awesome, because that means that I've been able to catch up a bunch because I'm unemployed.
Well, no, it took 10 minutes to bring that up.
Cool.
And the saga continues.
Yeah. But like really, really exciting games. And pretty much all of the NWSL players. It's fine. I've been drinking this. All of the players are.
She's unemployed. It's fine.
They're doing a really great job. I think Jess Fishlock got like player of the match the last Melbourne City game that she played. Perth it's full of NWSL players, and they've been putting on a freaking clinic. I've been watching pretty much any game I can get my hands on, and everybody has been making a mark in the league, and it's really exciting too, because I've been learning a lot about players that aren't in the NWSL, that are just in W League. And before, there wasn't really a way for me to watch it as easily as I can watch it now. So I can learn more about the league and the players, and it's really exciting.
Right on. Danica, been following along at all with the W League?
No, I haven't.
And that's fine.
That's
It's hard. I will recommend, and I'm not affiliated in this way. It's a free app, so they're not making any money off me saying this. But like, I found that looking for a good app, that like the soccer, I think it's Soccer Way app is really good to actually do like a up to date score, live stats, all that stuff. That's for anyone out here who's kind of like, how can I follow along? Oz.com too if you want to watch some of the games, but. If you want to just follow along stat-wise and see how your favorite players are doing, that's also a good app to check out, and it's free. Danielle, any thoughts on that?
I have not been doing a good job following, and unfortunately, I don't know how Gibby's doing, and I feel so bad as a big Gibby fan, so I'm sorry. But I do know Lola Labonta has been having a great season so far for the Wanderers. What was it? I'm cheating. She's been woman of the match for a game. She's gotten a goal, and I'm a really big Lola Labonta fan. Watching her through, in FCKC the last couple of years. So I'm really excited about that. I think that could definitely, it's only going to make her better. I think she started this run at the end of the NWSL season. So having the W League to go to continue this form is awesome. So hopefully I'll be able to watch some games. I have so much more respect for Australians who watch NWSL games. Anne's a saint. I think we all know that. So yeah.
Unfortunately, as mentioned in the chat, we've had unfortunately one injury already. If anyone doesn't know, Nikki Stanton absolutely broke her arm, and it was I'm really upset about that. Just because, again, this is a really good opportunity to get to come down there, but it kind of seems like it happens. We've had people have other injuries there in the off season. It happens in any other sport. I hope that she gets better soon. Right at half an hour, but I got one more question we want to get to real quick. And it was a question, and if you don't have one, that's fine. But Sarah wanted to know what, if you have one, is your favorite European league or team? I'm assuming she's talking about women's soccer.
She is.
I assume so since we're doing a women's soccer podcast. But does anyone have an answer who's ready to go? Because Jen.
Yeah, I can give one. I'm a big fan of Bayern Munich, both men and women. But unpopular opinion, I also like Lyon because Marjan plays for Lyon, and as long as Marjan plays for Lyon, they're gonna have a little place in my heart. But mostly Bayern Munich. I like the Bundesliga.
Yep.
Karen?
Yeah, I've been a Chelsea fan since I was like 12 years old, so I also follow the Chelsea ladies.
Sorry.
Can you kick her out?
I get it. You are literally wearing blue right now, Danielle. So, shh.
Wait.
Shh. No, well, it's the same color. So there. But yeah, the Chelsea ladies FC. I really like Crystal Dunn, and guess what? Annie Aluko is on that team, and she is the biggest badass in women's soccer right now. If not on the pitch, at least off the pitch. So there. Chelsea FC. I don't really follow anything besides the English league, unfortunately. I don't even know how to access that. So
I'll send you some links.
There you go. Danica, any
Yes.
European teams that you watch, follow?
I'm awful. No, I don't really follow the NWSL.
No, you're not at all.
You are a journalist. You are doing God's work in here.
We literally all were like, none of us really watch this, but I guess we like these teams. It's fine. Danielle?
I am a very sad Arsenal fan in men's and women's. Sad mostly with men. Don't worry, I hate myself. You can't love yourself. What?
You have Mesut Ozil on the
What'd you say? I know, for how much longer?
We won't talk about
Anywho, I'm sad now. But so I do like the Arsenal ladies. I think that the Arsenal organization, I really do like how they've made such an effort to combine both their men and women's program, promote both. They've streamed on Facebook some of the Arsenal women games, which is awesome. And they have this player. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's not very well known. She's this U.S. player called Heather O'Reilly. So she plays for Arsenal. Is
she the one who left college to go pro?
No.
Yeah, close. No, she played for this really small college. They're not really known in women's soccer, called UNC. Most people haven't heard of that college.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hard toes or something like that.
stealing it back.
I think that sounds about right.
I'm stealing it back just to say, like, no, not really. I know I should have said that before. Don't feel bad, Danica. I don't really follow. Usually, it's whatever team or league we have, like, and we being NWSL have players in. So no, we've had players in like Swedish teams before. I know we've had players in like the Scottish league before. We've had some players in like the Cyprus league, which I realize don't really know where Cyprus is geographically if it counts. But I think it probably does. I'm gonna go ahead and say it probably does. It does. They're in the freaking Champions League, so it's clearly yes. That's my sad moment for the day. We're going to end on that, me being an idiot when it comes to geography and not knowing anything.
American school
you wait
system.
for the Champions League in Europe? Yes, obviously they're in Europe. It's fine. We had to end on a funny note since we're all kind of like the women's national team roster and kind of like blah. I had to end on a fool out of myself. But anyways, that'll be it. Thanks for checking us out. Danica, thanks for joining us. It's so nice to have you hanging out with us and all that jazz. And yeah, we'll be back sometime, I'm sure, either next week or the week after with a wrap up of these lovely games. Don't forget, check it out. Women's national team versus Canada. I want to say the game Thursdays at like 7:30 or something like that. The first one's on ESPN, second one on Sundays on Fox Sports 1. So check your local listings for times.
I think it starts at 10 p.m.
I think the Sunday one is 10 p.m., which is just sad. But on a Sunday night, we're all old and need to go to bed. But other than that, have a good night. We still do the wave thing, so give us a good wave. And thanks for joining us, and have a good night.